Hey y'all, it's the end of the day. It's still Thursday. Just coming on for a minute. I'm not gonna be on long, but I was watching last night, and several people were talking about how their kids, they surprised at how much the kids eat. You know, we take for granted that until they home all day and you really get a chance to see. But I remember my mom used to say, kids eat one meal, and that's all, one meal a day, and that's all day long. All day long they're eating something. If they snacking, they want a meal or a snack or something. So yeah, I can imagine with a lot of little young kids at home, the grocery bills are outrageous. Wow. But yeah, so remember that. Little kids, one meal all day long. That's all I want to tell y'all about. Just thinking about my mom and the things she used to say. And I had shared with somebody on their page the other day. My mom said that people will beg for what they need and buy what they want. Isn't that something? But it's true though. And I remember one of my friends spoke at my mom's funeral. She said that she can remember that. she remembered that about that. She said, you know, she was saying, you know, she had seen a post on Facebook where people say, my mom taught me everything but how to live without her. And she said, no, she taught you how to live without her. Just remember what she's taught you. And that is so true. So true. All right, y'all, I ain't gonna stay on here long. I'm just in my feelings a little bit today. And I told y'all this morning I'm grateful for all y'all. This thing that's going on in the world right now is God is in control, and he trying to get us back to him. You know, he trying to get our attention, and I do believe that. I shared Pastor Evans' sermon. I think there's a sermon Sunday. He had a sermon on in his den at his house, very cozy setting, and he was talking about divine destruction. And remember I was telling you about that video, Forced to Love, and packing the churches and emptying the stadiums. In this case, we had to empty everything. But eventually, we're hoping more people come back to the church. But really, y'all, the church is in us. It's in how we love and how we treat people, how we have compassion for others. And I mean, I've been speaking on that for years, because you know, it just gets you through. You could remember it when you're at your weakest, when you're at your weakest, you could remember those people that were there for you. I remember when my mom passed, and I called my pastor and I told him, I said, my mom just passed. And he was on the phone with somebody, I think. And I was sitting there in the hospital room where she had just passed, and I was looking out the window. Who coming across the street, y'all, but my pastor? He came in and prayed with us. And that just really touched my spirit, because he's right there for everybody. And that's why I always try to promote him and uplift him. And I'm claiming that he's going to have his own television ministry. I really believe it. I really believe it. Yep. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. As a young single parent, I remember when my kids were small. I remember way back in the day, I was in an apartment, and I always did like to cook out and stuff like that, but I didn't have a really big yard. It was a nice sized yard though. I remember having crawfish balls and stuff out there. But I remember before I got my crawfish cooked and everything, man, you know what I did? I took a roasting pan, like I baked my chicken in. Man, I put them crawfish in that pan on the stove and boiled them. I sure did. Man, one thing about having kids, you learn how to put things together to stretch those meals. Like, say you got 5 or 6 kids. Get you a bag of those leg quarters and clean that chicken good and cut it up. And like my sister used to say, my older sister who passed in November 16, she used to make that long gravy. Man, you could feed 20 people off that one bag of chicken, because she'd make that gravy stretch. Get up in the morning and fix some beans, fix some grits, and a lot of people don't like grits because it's starch. Well, get them some cream of wheat or oatmeal or something that'll stick to them, and some fresh fruit, some wheat bread, maybe give them some toast and some orange juice. That juice they give with those vouchers. This used to be my schedule when my kids were young. I don't know, nobody may not be interested, but this may help somebody that just really don't know. I used to get my kids up in the morning. If I knew about what time they was, well, anyway, when I'd had their breakfast ready on warm for when they got up. The routine would be, we get up, they had their brush their teeth and stuff, then they had their breakfast, and then I take them and bathe them and wash their hair, comb their hair, and put their clothes on for the day. But I comb my kids' hair every single day. And I had barrettes and little knocker things to match every outfit. I had the little ruffle socks. And, you know, I remember one time, Target used to be my friend. My daughter used to love Little Mermaid. And I remember I had found her this little black Little Mermaid t-shirt. And and it had like purple in it. And I had found the little Cherokee purple shorts that had elastic in the waist, and they had a ruff across the top, and they had a belt to go with it to match that little shirt. And I remember I had bought her the little ruffle socks. This is one of the outfits I really used to love to see her in. And the little shoes had purple and pink on them, I think. But it, you know, that's how, and it wouldn't be any, you know, I wasn't looking for name brand, but I was just looking for them to be neat and clean. Mervyn's used to have those sales, you know, where they mark all that stuff down. I remember one year for our family reunion, I had bought my two daughters an outfit alike. It was the white shirt with a patch on it. Red, black, like African colors. And then I had gotten them the little black jeans probably was $3 at Mervyn's. The shirt was probably $3 at Penny's. That's how I used to shop. Remember JCPenney back in the day used to have that overstock catalog? Every year in January income tax, I would give my kids 2 or 3 different coats, staggered sizes. I remember at one time I had so many coats to give away because my daughter had outgrown before she got a chance to wear them. But I didn't pay no more than $5 or $6 for them because I always knew how to shop like that. That's just like my son. I've always been like that with him too. So, like Dillard's had that sale. Did I miss it this year though? You know when Dillard's had that sale where they have clearance, and then you use your Dillard's charge card, you get 40% off the clearance. So I remember one year I bought my son the cardigan. He got a gray, navy blue, and black cardigan sweaters for the winter time, and they still look like new. But he could wear them with his button-down dress shirts, either bow tie, regular tie. I don't even have to wear it, but. And then Joseph A. Banks had stuff marked down like, so he got plenty of sweaters, some he's never worn. But I shop, I try to get nice stuff, but at bargain prices. You know what I'm saying? I just never was a type to say, well, I have to pay $100 for my son's pants. No, you don't have to, you want to. I don't, yeah, he has nice things, but I never pay that much for it. I just don't, I just knew. I mean, I've got my son Perry Ellis pants, $12. Regular $70 pants. Because I know one thing, the markup on them is high. So, that's always how I have shopped. And that's how I've been able to, you know, maintain the household. Just like this guy told me one time, he said, this lady, his lady friend had bought him a pair of pants. It was $200. And, me and my co-worker was talking. He said, you know what? He said, I could tell people I paid $200 for mine. He said, but these pants cost $12.99. Right over there, that rep. We were at Kmart. So, you know, if you a person don't see your price tag, you don't have to pay. Because let me tell you something. A lot of designers, you wouldn't know it's designed unless you go on the inside of the pants to see it. So I don't get caught up in all that. The clothes don't make me, I make them. Now, I like to look good, don't get me wrong, but I don't put all that emphasis on things. Because see, when you start worshiping things, you forget about who's really in control and who is your source. So you could look good on a budget. You know, I got a lot of friends who shop thrift. And you couldn't tell it because they mix them. Yeah. So, yeah, y'all, I just wanted to come back on this. Really, all I came on here to tell you about my mom and say, look, kid, eat one meal. That's all day long. All right, y'all, be blessed. Y'all be safe out there. Love y'all. Bye.